Hey, love. I am so excited because for the last year, I have been working on two homes. So, in this video, I'm going to show you the project that I was able to complete. Let's get into this
And
video.
thank you so much for allowing me to interview you and for letting me decorate your living room. Like, that was pretty cool.
It
So,
was. It was an honor to have you do it. I've never worked with an interior designer before, so it was a great experience.
awesome. So, I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I know you're a very busy woman and you got a business to run and all that stuff. First thing I wanted to ask you, which I think I know already, is how did you find me?
I found you on YouTube when I was having the home built. Because it was a very large home, I knew I wanted to have professional services come in, especially to do the main space because that is where I showcase my business. That's where I do presentations. So I was going on Facebook, just looking at interior designs, doing searches, and came across your page, your channel. And what I loved about your channel was the information that you shared. Everybody could use it. Even though you kind of focused on rentals, everything that you liked, I liked. I was like, she gets me. This is the one.
That's super cool. Yeah. So, you mentioned the house was being built.
I think we connected before they even poured the foundation, because we were
Wow.
going off of the virtual tour of the model and, just created the vision from there.
One of the questions I wanted to ask you is what was the goal for your living room? Like when you reached out and it was like, when did it help me? Like what was the ultimate goal for your living room?
The goal for that space was, a space that we could use for presentations, for our business presentations, because my business is so successful, it actually paid for the house. So I needed that space to be like the wow factor to show people this is what the business can do. But also, when not using it for presentations, I still wanted it to be a usable space for my family. It is the first room that you see when you come in. So when we have family members over, this is a place that we gather. So it need to have that wow factor, but still be usable for the family as well. And we definitely accomplished that.
Nice. Yeah, I may have to holler at you about joining your team so I can get me a house too. This
Absolutely.
this YouTube ain't YouTubing sometimes. No, just playing. But no, that's awesome. And congratulations to you because that's a huge accomplishment to be able to buy a home from your business. Like that's the journey that I'm on now. So
Yes. Yes. It's a
congratulations.
blessing. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. What else was I going to ask you? During the process, what was one of the most stressful moments for you?
I would say, because we were building this home during the pandemic, right? It was, when you would come up with something or a piece that I liked, and I was like, yeah, this is it. And then hearing how long it was gonna take to come in. That was the most stressful part because, I had timing was everything. I needed to get the space up and going so that I could begin my business presentations. And so the longer it took for furniture and pieces to come in, that delayed me getting back into the swing of things with business. So I would think that was the most stressful part. Definitely those long delivery times.
We share that because I'm still dealing with that. It's definitely a big old headache, and hopefully it will get resolved soon. But
Yes.
yes, that would be my most stressful moment and part of the process too. What was the most impressive thing about our process? Because I didn't even mention, but I've never been to your home. We've never
That
met in
is
person.
true. Yeah, you know what? That is amazing. I think when people see the space, they're going to be like, what? She's never been there? Like, no, this was all done virtually. And so I think what's most impressive to me was that you were able you're a very good listener and you were able to pick up on exactly what I wanted in the space, what my vision was, and bring it to life, even though you had never been here. And still, when people see the pictures or when people come to my home, they always say, wow. They're just like, I'm like, yeah, my designer, this was her vision. It was my vision and she captured it and we melded it together and this is what we got. And everybody loves it. It is the wow factor.
That's beautiful. It warms my heart.
It should. You are really, really good at what you did. And you know what was funny is, along the process, I was trying to, I wanted my husband to be as excited as I was, and he could not see it until it all came together. He kept saying, I got to see it all again. I'm like, how could you not see that? This goes with this. And, it was so frustrating. But once it all came together, he was just like, wow.
This is my house. Yeah, no, they never see it, and that's okay. But yeah, that's so amazing to me too. And thank you for the compliment, because I tried to take a lot of things that I learned in nursing school and my nursing career when it comes to interior design. That's a big part of that is assessing what the client wants or the patient wants or the patient needs. And so that was one of my goals. So for you to say that you felt like I really listened, that helps me check off a box like, okay, it's working. So that's
Absolutely.
cool.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
What's your favorite thing about the room?
The wall unit. The custom wall unit is my favorite. It's everybody's favorite, because that was a blank wall. But not only was it a blank wall, it was a huge wall. And you had your vision for how it was going to look, and then I got my handyman, and he took the vision and was like, okay, let me do what I do as a carpenter, and he brought it to life, and it is just stunning. That wall unit is stunning, and I love the fact that it's diverse. I can switch it out. I can change the decor in it at the during the holidays or special events. I haven't touched it because it's just perfect the way it is, but I can see at Christmas time taking a few, not all of them, but a few of them out and just kind of swapping it for some Christmas decor, and it would really change the space. Just those things.
That's very important when it comes to your living space, because you may want to showcase like family photos like during this time or around Christmas time, and not having built-ins doesn't allow you to do that. And I think that's the main thing that I try to tell renters, like, listen, you need some type of built-in because it makes the place feel like a home. And then you have storage underneath also. So you can probably keep things that you need for your meetings and things like that out of the way. And storage is king.
Absolutely. And the other thing too is because I am a travel business owner and I travel a lot, I acquire things from my travels, and now I have a place that I can display them.
Absolutely.
I've used up a lot of storage in my kitchen. So believe it or not, because, the kitchen is right across from that space, a lot of the storage underneath is for my serving things for catering and stuff like that. Those big items that, won't fit in the general storage in the kitchen. So yeah, those spaces are all filled. I didn't think they would be, but they are all filled.
I can believe it. I keep telling people storage is something you need wherever you live, because if you don't, you're not going to maximize your space and stuff is going to be everywhere. So that's cool. That's probably my favorite part of the room. Also, it's so beautiful at night. When you sent those pictures, I was like, I need to be there. I need to be there.
It is an entire vibe.
What do you plan to add to the space in the future?
So, we talked about the dining room space being converted to a lounge, and I'm going to have an L-shaped bar built in that, and that's going to become like the beverage. Camden Park Lounge is what we're calling it. So that's where the blender and, the coffee maker, the wine chillers, all of that drinking stuff will go in that space. So that will allow me to put the benches that go to the transformer table to be stored there. So we'll be adding the glass and brass side tables to the space along with the lamps. So that would be the only thing. Everything else is pretty much done.
It is. You know what? I cannot wait to see like everything completely done, because I do remember our first conversation and you was like, yeah, I think I want to do one room a month. And I was like, oh, that's so cute.
I had no idea.
It don't work like that. It's funny that you said that, and then like getting into the process and seeing just how long it takes to work with this contractor, get this electrician out, get this product in. One thing people just don't realize is that it takes a while to fully outfit a room. I'm talking about molding, because we added,
Yeah.
built-ins and
Right.
all of the small things that you have to purchase. So what did you learn throughout this process?
Oh my gosh, I learned a lot of things. That I like a lot of different things, but you truly need to have a designer that can keep you on track. Because there were some times during the process and I was like, I really want to do it. And you're like, no. And I'm like, I'm paying for this. I want to do it the way I want. And I was like, then I had to bring myself, no, you hired her for a reason. You told her what the vision was. And if she tells you it's not going to work, just stick with it. Just trust her, you know? And so I really had to trust the process and trust you that you were going to see the vision through to the end, even though there were some things along the way that I really wanted to do or change. You're like, nope, that's not going to give the vision, the look that you really wanted. So I learned that. And I also learned how to kind of put things together, because even though you helped me, this is a very big house and you helped me with that one room, but I was able to learn so much through that process that it allowed me to go and work on the other rooms.
So did you meet your goal for the living room? I mean, I know it's not completely done because the other side is going to be completely done once the other side is done. But as it stands now, and we'll could say like a 80% completion.
I say 95%.
Okay, I'm gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna give it to
yeah,
you.
I think it's 95%. Yeah, we absolutely met the goal. The other thing I would say to people is the budget. You asked me for a budget, but I was pretty clear in the beginning that this was my forever home, and I wasn't going to spare any expense to get what I wanted. I wanted quality. To me, it's very important to have quality furniture, because I don't want to have to buy this stuff over again. I don't want
Right.
bar stools or a couch that's going to be sagging, in 3 years and I got to replace it. So you do kind of have to have a budget in mind. But for me, when you're working with your home, your forever home, be prepared to pay top dollar for quality products.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, that's very important. That's why I say it takes a while when you're decorating, especially if you don't have a big budget. Like you had a very healthy budget. So imagine if you're trying to decorate a room with $2,000, and that sounds like a lot of money, but you're talking
It's
about
not.
decor and interior design, that is not a lot of money. So it's going to take a while. So I like to design so that you can do it in phases, get the big stuff done, get the foundation set, and then you can go, and as you're out, weekend after weekend, and maybe finding something here and there, you start to curate your space to your liking. And it's still in budget, because
Right.
you might not have had the money 6 months ago, but you have it now. So
Yes.
that's very important. I'm glad you brought that point up. Well, yes, this is beautiful. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy that we got this project out of the way, because it was like, okay, are we ever going to get all the stuff? Like, we have our
And
money,
I
we have
got a
nothing.
question for you. What did you learn from the process? Because you do this all the time, and I know your followers want to know what it's like to be an interior designer. And you've always focused on rental spaces, but here was a time that you actually got to do a home. So what did you learn from it?
I learned that I most likely need a team of designers, because I'm so grateful that you and my other client, you're very understanding, knowing that I have a family, I run this channel, but I would like to get things done faster. And when you're able to delegate those things to people that you can trust with the design, you can crank out faster rooms, and you can, just kind of streamline things. So for me as a designer, I learned that it's very important to have a team. Even when we did the built-in, having a good contractor, knowing electricians, just really creating that network of people to get projects done, come in, give estimates, and then that way we can just have the budget, and then, get everything done. So that's what I learned. It can be done, but
Mm-hmm.
the time frame will be longer when you don't have multiple people working on multiple things. So that's
Yes. Yes.
what I learned as an interior designer.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're right about having those that team of people, because I had to find a contractor, because I'm in Davenport and you're down in South Florida. That's like a 4-hour ride. So it wasn't like I could use your contractor and have them come here.
Exactly.
And I'm new to this area. I didn't know anybody. Through this process, I found my go-to person, now that can do built-ins and stuff like that. So that is a blessing. So that's definitely something that people need to have in place when you're looking to work with a designer, is to have definitely a carpenter and a painter,
An
or someone,
electrician.
and an electrician,
Yeah.
yeah, that you can call on, who can be just as good at listening and being able to run with the vision, for sure.
Right. Having a few more people like that on the team would definitely make things a lot easier and faster. But overall, I enjoyed the process tremendously. Like I said, I was so happy to see that, wow, I really did this. Like, I really decorated this lady's house over the internet. Who would have thought? So
Yeah,
that was pretty
yeah,
cool to me.
absolutely. And I mean, it is stunning.
It
Everyone will
is.
see from the pictures. It is absolutely stunning. I actually had a notary come to my house. I had to sign some papers, and she asked me if my home was the model home for the entire community, and I was like, no, this is my home. And she's a realtor. She's not only is she a notary, she's a realtor. So she's been in thousands of homes and model homes, and she thought this home was the model home for the entire community because of your design.
That's beautiful.
It is. You did that, sis. You did that.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Tanisha. I appreciate you taking out time out of a busy schedule to sit down with me and to give me feedback and, just your thoughts on the process. Everything that you have told me, I'm definitely going to take it and try to make my services better, because I love what I do and I love being able to create spaces that people love. Like, that's what I just love to wake up and do.
Absolutely. And thank you. I totally enjoyed the process. I learned a lot. And, when you're definitely walking in your gifts. So keep doing what you're doing.
All right. Well, thank you so much.